Good morning, friends and family. On behalf of Operation Rock, I am Clayton back with episode 81 into the discrimination that single fathers and men face with regard to family court and domestic violence. A lot of these talks are becoming more like TED Talks, so to speak. I try to provide you information, but also try to give you advice and walk you through the process as a victim who may be violated and discriminated against by law enforcement. Discrimination in domestic violence has become way more common amongst single fathers, minorities, and just basically people who are trying to do the right thing and fight in the system, but they are being discriminated against due to bias and racism in law enforcement. Come on, I am really starting to hate this thing, dude. Like, why does this do this every damn time, yo? Unreal, bro. I'm having such a problem with this thing. I don't know what's going on with my streaming platform, people. It makes everything private when it first starts, and then when I try to get into the damn thing to change the setting, it doesn't let me. So I don't know why. But it damn sure charges me every month, which is really annoying because I should be able to just use this. There we go. All right. Excellent. All right. There we go. Cool. Got it done. Perfect. Okay, so we're back. So, congratulations to me. I have been granted my complete parental access back to my child. I actually have something I wanted to celebrate with, but I forgot to mention it, so forget it. I'll save it for another occasion. Um, but it was a beautiful thing, people. And it did not happen by, it probably happened with some prayer. I'll say that. It definitely happened with some prayer. God has been with me. Um, it happened more with a lot of work than anything, people, because I prayed for years, and sitting back praying and doing nothing got me nowhere. But when I decided to take some action, when I decided to open a book, when I decided to advocate against the things that were going on, guess what happened? A lot more things began to happen that worked in my favor. The first thing was is that I became more knowledgeable in the process of family court and litigation. That knowledge gave me the ability to navigate and actually defend myself in court, because when I was ignorant to what was going on, the only thing I could do was argue, kick, and scream. Once I became aware of the process, I was actually able to litigate and argue the things that were wrong in the case. The more knowledgeable I became more knowledgeable of the statutory and the procedural requirements of a family court proceeding. In that knowledge, sometime about 7 or 8 months ago, I began to see certain procedural due process violations within my family court case. For those of you who haven't been watching me, procedural due process violations are any violation to procedure committed within the court that violates or prejudices your ability to a fair proceeding. And what I mean by bias means it just makes it unfair for you to properly argue or defend yourself against allegations or present them. The procedure are the rules and the process of the court. It has nothing to do with the laws that are written in books. That's not it. It has everything to do with your arrest, how you're brought before a judge, how evidence is presented, the paperwork filed. Those are your procedural due process rights in relations to family court and criminal court. In my study of procedural due process, I began to realize that the family court of Kings County violated my procedural due process over 30 times. It began when they ordered an investment. It began when they stripped me of my parental access. In order for the family court of any state in this country to strip a father of their parental rights, there must be definitive allegations of abuse that can be substantiated by the court. Now, they can temporarily remove your access to your child while they investigate those matters, but they cannot extend that extension unless they can substantiate within a reasonable amount of time, usually what's ordered by something called an order of investigation, that something happened that within the best interest of that child, you as the father or the mother, because this does happen to mothers, need to be kept away. In my situation, an investigation was ordered into my ex-girlfriend's assault of my child on February 3rd of 2023. This investigation was ordered by the judge due to the allegations made by my child's mother, who made definitive claims of the injuries she observed on my child when I brought my child home from Valentine's Day weekend with me, Francina Evans, and my child in February of 2022. Now, my child's mother further testified that I lied to her and I never told her about this abuse, which, people, is 100% the truth. I never told my child's mother about this abuse. for several reasons, I'll be honest. But my main reason is that I didn't want to be stripped of my parental access because I knew how much my child's mother did not want my child around Francina, and I am the one who brought my child around this lying, crazy woman. So I lied. I told her that my baby fell. She fell off the bed. She fell on her stomach. She may have hit her cheek. She had a little bit of bruising. People, I lied for this girl. And I didn't lie because I don't love my daughter. I didn't lie because it didn't happen. The truth is, I lied because I did not want my child to be stripped from me, which people literally, as you can see before me, by the fact that I just got access back to my 4-year-old daughter after almost 3 years, is exactly what happened. So now, people. The court orders this investigation into Francina. The investigation actually determines, and this is the truth, I can't show the report because it's under court seal. The investigation determined that the allegations made by the mother of my child, were completely credible. Now, what does that mean for me? If this investigation ended, I believe the investigation ended it was May or June of 2023, excuse me. If this investigation ended in May or June of 2023, and the court determined that the allegations of my child's mother were true, why was I prosecuted for falsely reporting Francina Evans for abuse for almost 2 years? That's the question that we put before you. Now, the simplest answer to that is because the court withheld the results of the investigation order that proved that I never lied on Francina Evans. Why did they do that? I'll tell you why. Because the family court of New York, New Jersey, or any state has one primary goal, and that is to deprive men of their constitutional right to their children, actually two goals, and to aggrandize the claims of any woman before the court, because the family court's true purpose is to make women credible in acts of domestic violence. The whole system is designed to support the allegations of women, many of which who are abused. But the family court doesn't want to acknowledge a truth that I've been talking about for years now, which is that women have become much more prevalent in filing false reports to seek vengeance on men who leave them using the domestic violence process. Domestic violence in the family court system is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and this is the truth, people. If you combine all the revenues of all the courts that are involved in domestic violence in civilized nations, it's a billion-dollar industry. How is that industry supported? It's supported by its own mechanism. And what I mean by that is that litigants are allowed to file claims with absolutely no evidence. And these claims are given docket numbers and put before the court. Now, these claims don't manage themselves, people. They have to be managed by employees of the court. So therefore, by the court allowing anyone to file an order of protection, it's literally ensuring its own ability to pay its employees and make money. That is the scam of the family justice system. And I say that confidently, people. The family justice system in the United States of America is a complete farce and scam. They order fathers to child support, and the mothers don't even get the child support. Title 4 of I forgot exactly the United States Constitution. It governs child support. Basically, child support is controlled under two amendments of Title 4, which is Title A and Title B. Now, Title A of the Child Support Act is a grant. It's a grant given to fathers to take. It's a grant given to families to take care of your kids. And what's the definition of a grant? A grant is something given to you that doesn't have to be paid back. But states, in a need to just completely abuse the rights of families and people, decided back in, I think it was 1979, that they were going to create an amendment that allowed and I want to say this right, that allowed a custodial, that allowed the state to charge a non-custodial or absentee parent with the support being given to a custodial parent. Now, the problem with that is that they so manipulated the family court system, and with a lack of knowledge, people don't realize that just because you may give half to your child does not make you the custodial parent. No, they have structured this system in such a way that in order for you to truly be recognized as the 50-50 contributor and provider for your child, the court has to grant you an order where this piece of paper says that the mother has 50% custody and you have 50% custody. That's what creates joint custody, and that is the only way that a father cannot be put, or a mother cannot be put on child support, is if you share 100% legal, physical, and joint custody of that child with the custodial parent, thereby making you a custodial parent also. But the family court system does not want its litigants to know that. No. They would much more prefer to have the attorneys put child support orders on litigants. Why do they do that? because states are incentivized to put people on child support. They receive a kickback from this. Now, the craziest part of this, again, people, is that women do not receive the proceeds of child support. The state keeps it. But they're actually putting people in jail for not paying child support, which, again, people, is a grant. So the reason I'm saying all this, because I don't want to get too much into child support. That's a whole nother series of videos. Is I'm saying this to reinforce my position that the family court is nothing but a financial trap imposed on single fathers and minority men. The objective of the court is to break apart the family unit, to redefine it, to make women feel that they're more independent without the man, thereby making it easier for them to use the family court process and keeping these scumbag judges, assigned counsels, bullshit court officers. Actually, let me not say that about the court officers, because the court officers are literally just there to do their job. They have absolutely nothing to do with the scheduling of the family court. It is the corrupt and just deceitful staff of these courts that process these bullshit orders knowing they have absolutely no merit, but they're really just trying to pay their 401ks, their car notes, their mortgages, and their kids' college tuitions, all off the backs of innocent people who they subject to years of prosecution and litigation. The officers are innocent. The officers are just doing their job. Um, we have a serious problem in the family court system, people, and I'm not the only father out there advocating against it. Um, Fathers are given no opportunity to defend themselves. I have been an innocent man before the family court of New York for over 3 years. And the craziest part is it's called the unified court system of New York, meaning the entire court system is unified. Yet a court in Staten Island wouldn't gain access to a court in Brooklyn to determine that the alleged victim of a Staten Island family court case actually was found guilty of child abuse by the Kings County Court of Brooklyn. Do you really think, people, that that was something that they couldn't have determined? Do you really think that the Staten Island DA's office, when they arrested me for falsely reporting Francina Evans, didn't know that the Kings County Court issued an order of protection against Francine? I mean, issued an investigative order ordering Francina be investigated based on the allegations of my child's mother? People, again, they 100% did, but it didn't suit their purpose to reveal this and to actually put forth this investigation, because if they did, they couldn't prosecute me for 8 months. Remember, I was falsely arrested by Staten Island on May 16th of 2023, and it took them almost 7-8 months to drop my case because they refused to acknowledge the fact that their alleged victim had already been found guilty for the same offense in another state. And literally 3 days after that, she came into Staten Island to use her connections to file a false police report on me, citing a phone call that my phone records prove I never made and her phone records prove she never received. This is the power of racism and discrimination and the manipulation of public offices like the Staten Island DA's office. Because remember, people, the Staten Island DA's office put my offender up and honored her as Victim of the Year in 2023. People, she was under investigation for fucking child support. Excuse my language. She had multiple orders of protection against her. That's like having a man who's raped 30 women go speak at a rape conference. How is that possible? How do you have a rapist talking to women who are raped about not raping people? What sense does that make? But you have a woman convicted of multiple offenses of domestic violence and child abuse speak at a concert, I mean, at an event at St. John's University, where she denies this despite the fact that her appeal has just been denied. People, the Staten Island District Attorney's Office is liable to me for millions of dollars because of the false litigation of Francina Evans. Now, why am I really bringing this up, people? Because I've been celebrating. I've been trying to just build a relationship with my child. I haven't given up on the fight for parental rights and civil rights of actual victims, but I need to gain a relationship with my daughter because I was separated from her for almost 3 years. She doesn't remember who the hell I am. So I have to reestablish a relationship with the child I actually took care of that was stripped from me by the ex-girlfriend who's mad I dumped her because she can't control her life and her mother. What can I do about that, people? The only thing I can do is do the best thing I can do as a man and take care of my child. But now that I've had some time with my child and I've looked into some things, I realize, people, that Francina Evans is still stalking me. Why do I say that? Well, people, because I was contacted by multiple people to inform me that someone is sending ghost DMs to them and literally telling them, like, oh, Clayton Howard's a piece of shit. He's a liar. He uses God. Actually, I want to show my audience because what the hell? I'm just that type of dude. I want to show you because I need to make a point today. Maybe in making this point, people, one of you guys out there might actually have some real integrity. One of you advocates, somebody from True to Life, one of y'all cloud ass niggas who really just wanted to sleep with Francina. That's why you helped to try to rob me and set me up, Malcolm Penn and Mike Perry. I can't wait to see you two niggas. Um, let's do something real quick, people. Because again, people, I don't like to. I'm not one who likes to just talk, people. I like to show you because this needs to be kind of shown. Because the only way I can really back up the things I'm saying, people, is by providing proof. Because no one seems to, everyone seems to think that because this girl is pretty and light skinned, that she just can't be a fucking psycho who's stalking the shit out of a guy who doesn't want her. Well, people, that's not the truth. Because women can be obsessed with men, and I'm about to show you. Is that it? Cool. All right, people. So this is someone by the name who calls themselves China Lamone, people. China Lamone is actually Francina Evans, people. I know it. I know China Lamone and Francina Evans are the same person because I have numerous contact from this person, China Lamone, dating back to April, where they were in my DM trying to pretend like they were somebody, but they weren't Francina. So this China Lamone loser ass chick, excuse my language, many of you may have saw a post on my Facebook page where I, basically just celebrated the fact that I have access to my only daughter back. People, that's a good thing. Who would not be happy that someone who has been fighting for their child for almost 3 years just got access to their child back? People, that is something to celebrate. The only person who wouldn't celebrate that is someone who's mad that this person has a child. And that's this hating person, China Lamone, who again is actually Francina Evans. So China Lamone contacts all maybe 8, 9 people on that responded to this post and says this: Clayton Howard is a pathological liar and he uses his late mom and Jesus to try to cover his evil ways and lies. People, this is Francina Evans, 100%. He's trying to ruin his ex-girlfriend's life by lying on her, stealing from her, and filing false police reports. Beauty and the Beast. He's truly a horrible person. Don't let him fool the congregation. Amen. People, that's that corny bitch Francina. And forgive my language, but people, I dated her. I know how cornballs, so I know how she speaks. She's a lame. This is her. But people, I want to break apart this statement of China Lamone. Where she calls me a pathological liar and says I'll use my late mom and Jesus to try to hide my evil ways. People, I don't use Jesus for shit. I curse more than anybody, poo, dude. I'm a New York street guy who has evolved. I have the language of a New Yorker. I don't talk to Jesus. I believe in God. I believe that God directs my ways. People, I've had to believe God directs my ways because if I didn't believe in God, I would have beat the living shit out of Francine already. I already tried to beat up her brothers. But people, I don't beat women, but you get to a point where someone's stalking and harassing you where violence is a feasible option to stop them when police aren't working. So yes, people, I'll be honest. I've considered having this girl's ass whooped just to get her to leave me the hell alone. But people, that's what she wants. That's what the racists in the Staten Island DA's office want and these clown ass law enforcement officials want. They want me to rage out and get on what they know I'm about, which is some street shit. And they want me to have somebody beat the living shit out this girl. Because once I do, what's going to happen is they're going to send the Army, the Navy, and the Marines after a nigga to get me arrested. Because, see, they need to prove that I'm violent and trying to harm her. And the only way to do that is not to act on the things they know she's doing to me. So I get so angry, I do something to her. And then that kind of substantiates what they're trying to say. But people, I have something to say. F you, Michael McMahon. You will never ever catch me like that because Maggie's son ain't dumb. So, people, let's go back to China Lamone. So now, people, China Lamone decides to tell more people that I'm trying to ruin my ex-girlfriend's life by lying on her. Let's get to lying on her. People, again, Francina Evans tells everyone I falsely reported her for child abuse. Okay, let's say that that's her argument and I falsely reported her for child abuse, which I 100% did. How does she explain the allegations of the mother, which were made in August of 2022, people? Why has Francina Evans not told anyone the truth, which is that the mother has been accusing her of child abuse in the Brooklyn family court since August of 2022? People, Michael McMahon, the Staten Island District Attorney's Office, they knew this. People, Pastor Victor Brown, he knew this. Several members of Safe Horizon and what's this other program, the Family Justice Center people, all of them have access to the unified court system. They knew that Francina was under investigation for child abuse and that the mother's allegations were deemed to be valid. But people, the objective of this was not to arrest Francina. It was to make an offender out of an innocent black man, which is the practice of these corrupt officials in law enforcement agencies and law enforcement institutions like the Staten Island DA's office. Staten Island has a history of the malicious prosecution of African American men. And it sickens me to look at social media and watch all of these sellout pastors and sellout fake community leaders take pictures with this racist bastard Michael McMahon, knowing how many innocent minorities this guy is responsible for putting in jail yearly. See, you talk about the white man behind his back, people of Staten Island, African Americans of Staten Island, minorities of Staten Island, who claim that the police are so bad and the DA's messed up. But y'all all cowards. Y'all all sit back and take pictures with this racist white man when you know he's locking up and setting up innocent black people every day, every chance he comes into that office. Pastor Victor Brown, anybody in the political arena of Staten Island, Terry Troy, Charles Fall, that fucking gay bastard, excuse me, forgive me for saying that, people, I can't stand that piece of shit. He's a liar. He's a completely unethical man. Charles Fall is a fake and a fraud. My late mother thought this guy was a good guy. People, this guy is a pathological liar. He supported my offender when you could have picked up the phone, brother, and you could have reached out to me as much as my mother did for you. But you helped this girl prosecute me for things that the court and the DA of Staten Island knew I didn't do, people. Yes, Clayton Howard is angry. This is why you saw me curse and a little, more, how can I say, outspoken in the beginning. Now that anger has kind of cooled into a quiet rage, people, where I am seeking millions of dollars in damages against the Staten Island's DA in the city of New York. Because people, clearly the DA of Staten Island and these police choose to use their official position to lock me out the process. So I choose to use the federal law and the federal courts to reintegrate myself into properties and snatch their pocket and hopefully their careers right out of their pocket. Because, see, people, the officer who arrested me for Francina falsified a police report on me. That's a fact. He took a police report from one precinct that had been closed and reopened it in the 120 precinct as though I had did it and charged me for violating an order of protection. Here's the thing, people. The report he used, the order of protection he arrested me for violating wasn't even in effect. So New York case law supports the fact that a litigant or an offender cannot be arrested for violating an order of protection if the allegation that he's being arrested for happened before the order of protection was issued. But this racist white cop by the name of Joseph Quirk didn't care about that, people. No. What Joseph Quirk did was charge me anyway, even though he knew that the report that he was filing against me actually occurred in another precinct and was investigated by another officer who closed it out when they determined that Francina Evans was actually stalking me online, which is the truth. People, I've obtained that police report and I filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the NYPD because, people, this is the only thing they're going to respect. The only thing they're going to respect is to take it to their pocket and break the bank. So, people, that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, $5 million, $8 million is not going to break the city of New York. But the city of New York don't like paying people for shit that they could have prevented if they just had some training. So I'm pretty sure that when this is over, this cop is going to have a problem. Several of the people who I'm naming in this lawsuit are going to have a problem, especially Mackenzie Upshaw, because Mackenzie Upshaw lied about something that her job entitles her to tell the truth to. There's something called 18 United States Code Section 2265, and that's the full faith and credit clause given to orders of protection. Basically, Section 2265 of the United States Code states that a court or an institute, actually, let me read it. Let me read it because I like to read it to you guys, people. I like to educate people. You need to know this. If you ever have an out-of-state order that the cops or a court is refusing to enforce, I would like to introduce you to a law, United States Code 18 United States Code 2265, which is full faith and credit given to orders of protection. A protection order must meet specific criteria to be enforceable. First, actually, that's telling you the criteria. So let's I just want to give you a definition. Hold on. There it is. Mandates that any protection order issued by a court of one state, Indian tribe, or territory must be given full faith and credit by the courts and the law enforcement personnel of another state, Indian tribe, or territory. In layman terms, people, Section 18 United States Code Sections 2265 states clearly that any law enforcement agency, to include cops in court, must enforce an out-of-state order of protection and give it full faith and credit as though it was issued in the state to which an action that violates the order is being reported. People, I have multiple incidents where the NYPD refused to honor my New Jersey order. Mind you, they tried to arrest me when Francina presented one. They were quick to try to arrest me. People, bang, within 24 hours, when Francina presented an order of protection for contacting me on social media, a racist white cop from the 120 precinct, Detective Michael LeVay, issued a warrant against me for violating a New Jersey order. Mind you, I'm the same person who was using an order to report harassment, stalking, continued contact with my daughter, fraud. Let's keep going. But people, they never arrested her. My New Jersey order is invalid according to the Richmond County DA's office. But this liar who was convicted, it is. Okay. People, again, the only way to get to the bottom of this is to sue the Staten Island Institution of Law Enforcement, the NYPD, and the District Attorney's Office. And in doing that, once this lawsuit is settled, because again, people, you have to remember something. The city attorney's already made me a settlement offer. So clearly my allegations must have some merit. If 6 months ago they offered me six figures to settle out this case and I said no. People, it's not about money, even though I do want the money, but it's not about money. It's about establishing the fact that law enforcement, namely Michael McMahon's office and the racist detective squad of Staten Island, actually do falsify police reports to have innocent men arrested to substantiate their numbers for domestic violence reports. That the domestic violence units within the 120 precinct, that those units themselves are incredibly biased. And what those units are doing, forgive me a second, guys, I kind of just want to log out of one of these things. Forgive me. I just noticed I'm in both of them. You know, that should be fine. I think we got it. There we go. And that they don't choose to prosecute these false reports because they actually need the false reports to substantiate their numbers. You know, and advocates of police will tell me, no, police don't work by numbers. That's bullshit, people. Police have budgeting in annual meetings where they have to give the numbers to their superiors, and those numbers justify the allocated budgets given to every police station. So if crime is really down, why would police want to tell you that? Because all that's going to do is cut the budget for the precinct to which all of these people are working. So what do? They have quotas that they go by. They may not advertise these quotas publicly. They may keep them under wraps in the precinct, but people, there's no way, because I know for a fact this used to happen. There's no way they got rid of this practice, because if they did, they would not be able to pay so many offers as they used to. Look at all the recent scandals in law enforcement. The I forgot what his title was. He might have been a captain or the chief of police, where he was paying women in overtime for sexual favors. What type of shit is that, people? But these are the law enforcement agents that they tell us are ethical, that tell us are doing their job and would never falsify reports, would never do anything unethical to violate the rights of someone else. Mind you, you have a police chief that's paying women in overtime for sex. You have numerous scams where I think it was the former chief was accepting bribes from marijuana shop owners not to close them down. People, this is the corruption of the NYPD, which is further supported when you have a district attorney who's corrupt, like Staten Island and Michael McMahon. My mission is not to try to ruin Michael McMahon. The truth is, I thought that he was a friend of my late mother. They met Hillary Clinton together. Although she knew that he had some racist tendencies, she tried to speak highly of him. She said, you know, that the man she said that God was in the man. He was just a little confused, people. So my mother tried to speak highly of Michael McMahon. And it's an unfortunate instance that I can sit here now and say that she was completely wrong about many of the people. She was definitely wrong about that scum, Victor Allen Brown. Victor Allen Brown is the worst thing that happened in ministry on Staten Island. I'm going to spend the rest of my life speaking out against this guy every chance I get. Most of my problems came because Victor Allen Brown, the pastor of Mount Sinai Church, empowered my lying ex-girlfriend due to the fact that I know that he's a wife cheater and a thief. Something that I've said openly for months, and no retaliation has happened to me, people. I'm even friends with Victor Brown's ex-wife, if many of you from Mount Sinai Church on Staten Island who watch me have noticed. Why is that, people, if I'm lying on him? Why is it that his ex-wife and me so friendly if I'm lying on Victor Allen Brown? People, I'm the only liar who's backed up by credible things that people choose to ignore, people, because if you look at the credibility around me, you're going to realize the truth, that I'm not a liar. that I'm telling the truth about everything. And the truth is that there are conspiracies to make me appear a liar just because I have some bad things in my past. People make mistakes. So what? I went to jail before. So fucking what? I lived a full life. I made a mistake. I paid for that mistake. I don't give a fuck who has something to say about that. You people are not better than me in any capacity. Many of you don't have my capability. Many of you don't even have the resilience to go through half of this because y'all would have crashed out. Y'all would have ran down on Francina, beat her up, beat up her mother, did something because people, this has been so frustrating. It warrants physical violence, people. When someone is continually stalking you and you have orders of protection against them, people, we see movies like this. Let me think of a movie like that. What was it? Enough with Jennifer Lopez? She went to the police. She had orders of protection. Dude kept beating the crap out of her. What she started doing? She started training. She started doing pull-ups. Then she beat the crap out of son, killed son. Now all of y'all in the movie theater clapping for Jennifer because she done stopped the man who was assaulting and stalking her. What about Clayton? What about a man who can prove that this woman has been stalking the living hell out of me for the last 3 years, lying through her teeth, creating ghost Facebook and social media accounts to track and monitor me, having her lame ass friend and family monitor and watch me? Like, yo, how corny is this girl, people? This is sick. But anybody who supports this, the only thing I can say is you're just as sick as her. And your day is coming just like hers. Believe that. So, people, on behalf of Justice and Operation Rock, we're at 31 minutes. Um, the fight doesn't. The fight doesn't. The fight won't stop, people, because I got access to my daughter back. Clearly, it won't stop because my offender, who is now mad and jealous I got access to the daughter she didn't want me to take care of back, is attacking me using ghost profiles in social media because she's a loser and she just can't get over the fact I want nothing to do with her. I'm sorry out there, everyone who thinks I'm so unattractive, it's impossible. But obviously, I must be an ill nigga because this girl been sweating me for 3 years, and she's not the only woman who has ever sweated me in my life. Several of them have. Ha ha ha! I slept with your dream girl, cornball dudes in Staten Island. I know y'all so mad that I piped out your dream girl. It wasn't worth it, people. She's a lame. She didn't like to wash herself, people. The girl used to come from the shower and try to get on top of me. I'm like, yo, shorty, go take a bath. What's wrong with you? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't stink. No, yes, you do. What the hell is you talking about, people? This is the thing I used to have to go through with shorty, but I cared for her at the time. And I started to realize the truth that she just wasn't really feminine. People, I didn't know she was fucking crazy. I didn't know she was so crazy. She would stalk me for 3 years and do, like I just showed you, create multiple ghost Facebook accounts to stalk and harass the shit out of me. People, I didn't know this. I didn't know bring it to her to my house on Valentine's Day. She would crash out and hit an 8-month-old baby. People, how the hell did I know that? You really think I knew that this woman would start lying on me, accusing me of domestic violence when I treated her like gold? People, she tells everybody I'm a bum. How? I took you and your grandmother on vacation where I spent almost $10,000 on you and your bum ass grandmother who never been nowhere. And I had never slept with you. What type of nigga does that? Excuse my language. What type of man takes a woman on a vacation with her 80, 90-year-old grandmother that he's never slept with? Clearly, this man cares about you enough to give you an experience that you and your grandmother never had. But people, how am I repaid for that? I'm lied on in courts. I'm stalked. I'm falsely reported to the police. I'm accused of raping her. How sick is this, people? And all of you out there on Staten Island, the Camilla Hanks, what the fuck is her name? Dana Walker, you piece of shit. Victor Brown, Terry Troy, anybody who I've seen in a picture with this girl, you should pray that God stops me from ascending past the point where I am now. Because if I get any money, if I get any political backing behind me, if my platform increases, you people will never gain public office as long as I have a voice and breath in my body. I did not deserve to be lied on, falsely reported, and maliciously slandered by Francina Evans by officials on Staten Island who supported her and refused to acknowledge the fact that she was a pathological liar. That's the truth. For anyone who has ever been contacted by someone, um, and this person has exhibited hate towards me, or hating on me, or trying to get information on me, me and the police department are investigating the cyber harassment of Francina Evans. I already have several contacts which she sent to other people using other profiles to try to gain information or hate on me. I actually have about 19 different people. What I'm asking for today is that anyone who has ever been contacted in reference to me by an account you don't know or by Francina Evans herself, I beg you to do the right thing and contact me. People, I'm so real. If you have a text message from someone talking about me, asking information, shitting on me, something like that, I'll send you $50. If you have multiple, I'll send you $100. People, I just need as much proof as possible to prove the cyber stalking and the continued of harassment of Francina Evans. Any contact you have where someone has contacted you, whether it's an account you don't know, or it's Francina Evans herself, I beg of you to contact me and provide me with a screenshot of that contact so I can submit it to law enforcement to build the criminal case of harassment and the continued contempt and violations of the order by Francina Evans. My mission is not revenge, people. It's to stop this woman. As I've just shown you, she's still harassing me, people. The message from China Lamone was sent to 17 people, and this was several days ago. People, I broke up with this girl at the end of 2001. It's fucking 2025. Why can she not go away, bro? This is what I don't understand. But people, I'm not trying to understand anymore. I'm just trying to stop her. For anyone who doesn't want to help, no problem. Because the way I look at it is like this: if you ain't with me, you against me. And anyone who's with her, you against me. So if I speak against you, it's because you're my enemy. Because you've shown me you're my enemy by supporting a woman who is lying through her teeth on me. So don't tell people I'm hating on you. Don't tell people I'm a negative nigga. Don't tell people that I have a problem with you. Tell them the truth. I got a problem with you because you helped my ex-girlfriend stalk me, and I've got a problem with you because of that. Because that's why I have a problem with you. Any nigga, any man on Staten Island, yo, bro, I'm telling you, bro, when you see me, it's up. Do what you got to do. But tell the truth why me and you going to be scrapping. We ain't going to scrap because I want her back. We're going to scrap because your clown ass helped that girl put me in jail and lied through your teeth. And that message is from Malcolm Penn and Mike Perry. You two are unethical pieces of shit. And I promise you, you're going to pay for the hell you have unleashed on me by empowering Francina Evans to stalk the living shit out of me for the last 3 years. Ronti Olagunki, Rachel, Melissa Thomas, every one of you sick, cornball, fake ass advocates are going to pay for what you did with Francina Evans. Because, see, people, if these people hadn't started this off by supporting her, I wouldn't be here 3 years later showing you profiles Francina's creating to still attack my life and socially defame me. Here's the truth, people. I couldn't have lied on a woman that the mother of the child is accusing of abuse for the last 2 years. That's the truth. And people, this is not me saying this. My child's mother hasn't randomly gone and changed her story. No, people, there's court documentation that proves the entire time I was fighting for the ability to get my child back, my child's mother was accusing Francina Evans of abuse. There's a report that confirms her allegations. There's a report that confirms the abuse. So in light of all of that, I pose a question to all of you people hating me and watching me for Francina. How is that possible? How is it possible that all of this stuff happened that you don't know and she's still innocent? She can't be innocent if the mother reported her. She can't be innocent if the injuries on the child is confirmed. And she can't be innocent if I have text messages where she's laughing about reporting the abuse of my child so I lose the right to my daughter, which is exactly what she did on July 8th because I got the dog back. All of you out there who keep claiming I stole from her, you can't steal something you buy in your own fucking name. Just because you date a man as a woman and you like his car and he might let you drive it daily, it don't mean the car is yours because he's fucking you. No, people, something is yours where it's given to you as a gift in your name. If I buy something for myself, it's mine. If I buy something for you, it's you. I bought Francina Evans a dog that she refused, people, and I provided proof of the black Cavapoo I bought Francina that she refused because she didn't want the next bitch to raise the dog that she thought was she and our baby. That's what all this is about, people. All of this is the crazy musinations of a girl who can't get over the fact she got dumped, people. And every one of you people who are co-signing her shit, you are enabling the psychotic and harassment conduct of Francina Evans. And you're going to be held accountable. I promise you, people. The only way you don't become in federal court is if I can't put enough evidence against you to prove that you're part of this conspiracy. But everyone who has helped this girl, everyone who has done something to me to affect my life in the last 3 years, you are going to be held to account. And this is not vengeance. This is justice. Because as a victim, I am entitled to justice, being horribly defamed, lied on, and maliciously prosecuted by a law enforcement system that was supposed to protect me. I am suing the Staten Island DA's office. I have sued Michael McNeil. You know what, people? Again, I'm a gangster with it. I'm real with it. So we're going to go back with this. We're gonna go back, people, because I like to prove my points. I'm not an ass better, people. I don't just talk out my mouth. So everybody knows that the NYPD and excuse me, the NYPD and the Staten Island District Attorney's Office is being sued. Clayton is going to do a real one for you. I'm going to show you. Because, see, people, I'm not an ass better. I'm not a man who just talks out his mouth. I'm not a man who makes false accusations. I would never file a case on anybody that I wasn't 100% sure I was telling the truth in doing this. So let's go. Let's look at this. Da, 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 da. Party. Here we go. Okay. Bop. Here we go. So now we're going to go back to screen share. Bop. We're going to go back, people. We're going to get out of here in 1 second for you people. I just want to show you. So this is the civil action between myself and the Richmond County DA's office and Staten Island DA's office. People, I'm not lying. There is multi-million-dollar litigation in for the false allegations of Francina Evans. Why the fuck would this lawsuit exist? Why would I be suing the NYPD and Staten Island DA's office and City of New York, by the way, for millions of dollars if I'm lying on Francina Evans? The people who are helping this girl, you are sick and you deserve to be removed from your position. And I, Clayton Howard, am going to do that. People, I'm going to go even further for you because, again, people, Clayton Howard is no liar. Everybody wants to. So that was the New York lawsuit against Francina, right? Let's go back, people. Let's do this again because I like to help and empower my audience. So let's go back again. Because, see, that's the New York lawsuit against Francina. Let's go. Because I'm just tired, people. I'm tired of this girl stalking me. I'm tired of being stalked by her friends and family, called a liar, constantly defamed. When the truth is, this girl assaulted my damn daughter. She just doesn't want people to know she did it because it damages her little golden girl image, which is already damaged. Because too many people know she's fucking crazy. But let's go. So this is New Jersey court. This is New Jersey District Court that everyone's looking at. I hope you can see it. Can you see it properly? Okay. Now you see that? You probably see that. It should be that. What the hell? Oh, I'm sorry, people. That's the wrong Pacer page. Let's cut that page off. And let's cut this page off. Forgive me. That was the wrong Pacer page, everybody. I'm sorry. So this is Pacer. When you see a special where you see people reading Puff Daddy's documents, this is how they do it. They have accounts on the federal system known as Pacer, which is the unified system to look at federal lawsuits and federal documents for the federal district courts. I have a Pacer account because I have lawsuits in 2 states, New York and New Jersey. The lawsuit before you see is the lawsuit against the state of New Jersey for the civil rights violations of Francina Evans. Let's go. Now, as you see, hold on. Let's look at the defendants, people, so everyone doesn't think that I'm lying. Now, if you see right there in this lawsuit, who's a defendant? You should see it right there, but you know what I'm going to do, people? I'm going to blow it up for y'all a little bit because, again, we kind of need this over. So let's go. Bop, bop, bop. Now, if anyone sees this, you should see Francina Evans right there. Now, people, here's what I'm going to say. How the hell is it possible? Clayton Howard's a liar, but there's multi-million-dollar lawsuits for the false allegations and stalking of this woman in 2 fucking states. But I'm a liar, people. I'm lying on her about child abuse, but the mother of the child has been accusing her for 3 years, and there's an order from the Kings County Court saying she did it. But I'm a liar, people. This has to stop. Officials of Staten Island, True to Life, Mount Sinai Church, people of Staten Island who have been supporting this liar, you need to stop. I've just showed you 2 federal actions against 2 states for false reports filed by Francina Evans. When the hell is this going to stop? And you people are going to wake up to the truth that the golden-eyed golden girl that you all thought was so good and righteous is a pathological liar who has been stalking the hell out of an innocent man because he broke her heart because she's too weak to stand up to her damn mother. That's the truth, people. Her mother stalked me, and I played video of her admitting her mother was stalking me. People, this is sick. But the only good part about this is, people, is, for me anyway, is that it has greatly expanded me as a person. And it has given me a option to substantially change my financial position. And that option didn't come about from me being angry. That option came about because I got smart enough to calm the hell down and look at my situation for what it truly was, people. Like I've said in the past, Francina Evans is not my true problem. Racism and discrimination in law enforcement and domestic violence is. Because if there wasn't so much racism and discrimination and domestic violence in criminal court process, Francina would have been arrested 2 years ago. But the objective is not to arrest single fathers and minority and women. I mean, the objective is not to arrest women at all, people. The objective is to break apart the family unit, and law enforcement's objective is the malicious prosecution of as many African American and minority men as they can. This is why they use these ex parte orders to arrest us every chance they get, people. How the hell do you give people orders of protection without allowing someone else to defend themselves and then arrest them for allegations made, not even knowing if the original allegations are the truth? This is what Staten Island did to me. While I'm gonna clean they fucking clock and I'm gonna get millions of dollars in money from them. And people, see, here's the real thing here, people. You know what the ultimate vindication for me is? Is the check. I don't need Francina Evans arrested. I don't even care. I don't give a fuck if she's arrested, people. It does me no personal satisfaction to know this girl's in jail. She's not going to jail for life. She might spend a night in jail, 2 nights in jail, people. She has no criminal record. She's not going to go to jail. My objective is not to get this woman criminally charged. It does nothing to her. My objective is to get her to leave me the hell alone. I've proven this many times. Even when I provided proof that I tried to drop her cases in New York and New Jersey after I won the order of protection. But people, I'm still a liar. I provide text messages and emails to prosecutors and cops definitively ordering them, like, hey, listen, I won the order of protection. It's no need to prosecute this girl because they're not going to give me more than an order of protection. So you know what? Let's give her a play, drop it and see what happens. People, what type of jealous man after a woman does that? You know who does do that? A nigga who just want to be left alone. That's who does that. That's why I tried to drop Francina's charges one day after she was convicted and that order of protection was granted on December 1st of 2002, because I knew the cops couldn't do anything else with her. The truth was I was tired. I just wanted to be left alone. She didn't want to be left alone. What did she do? December 4th, she contacted the mother of my child to start that. December 5th, she walked into the 120 precinct and lied and said the allegations she was just convicted of were false. And racist detectives on Staten Island falsified a complaint on the green light of Michael McMahon to arrest me. After that, she filed a violation in New York Family Court, again, accusing me of falsely reporting her for child abuse. People, that's 2 times in less than 24 hours. This woman accused me of falsely reporting her for child abuse after a New Jersey court granted an order of protection protecting me and my daughter. People, 3 days after that, she goes into Middlesex County and files another police report. People, within 72 hours, 3 days, Francina Evans filed 3 complaints against me for the same allegation in 2 different states, people. How is that not retaliatory reporting? People, it is. But if the NYPD admits that Francina is retaliatory reporting, they could have never honored her like they did in April of 2003. See, people, many of you might think I'm rambling because I was angry and I speak fast. I'm a New York guy, yo. I speak like that. Forgive me. I'm working on it. But the truth is, you can't blame someone for anger when they're telling the truth. How can you be mad that I can show you proof that this girl filed retaliatory police reports on me, actually did assault my child by the testimony of the mother in an order of investigation by the Kings County Court, and I've showed you 2 federal lawsuits suing 2 states for the civil rights violations of this woman? People, I am the most credible liar that has ever graced social media, people. I'm a liar who can prove this woman assaulted my child. I'm a liar who can prove he has multiple civil actions against states for the civil rights violations caused by the false reports of this girl. People, how am I a liar? One day I'll be vindicated, though. As they say, people, the truth has a longer life cycle than a lie. A lie can last a long time, but the truth is something that can come out infinitely, people. It could be 10 years from now, the truth can come out, blow something up. I don't care about it. The only thing I care about, again, is holding the city of New York accountable for what was done to me. Why do I care about that? Because the truth is, if I can hold the city of New York accountable for what it did to me, dozens, if not hundreds of thousands of other people over the lifetime of this situation or any situation may not have to go through this once my case goes before the federal courts and a proper determination is made into the civil rights violations of the NYPD and the historically racist Staten Island District Attorney's Office. Because that's the truth. People, we need litigation to stop these people. You can't get a little settlement and leave it alone. No, people, you need orders. You need court orders that definitively substantiate civil rights violations, things like that. I forgot what it's called off the top of my head. Oh God, what the hell is it called? Oh God, I forgot the name of this. It's not an injunction. Oh my God. It's basically an order issued by the civil court that says that the city agency that you sued did violate your civil rights. So I need that, but I forgot what it's called. And people, that's all I'm after. And then once I'm after that, I'm going to spend every ounce of myself advocating against false reporting and the things that women like Francina Evans and even men do when they use vexatious and fictitious litigation to get revenge on people. People, that's what was done to me. I am Clayton Howard, a civil rights activist. I was horribly lied on, and my civil rights were violated in the states of New York and New Jersey when my ex-girlfriend decided to get revenge on me and weaponize law enforcement to pursue me. This is why you see the two lawsuits in New York and New Jersey filed against the DA's office and the cops for the arrest of Francina Evans. Now, people, here's the question I pose to you before I go. How the fuck am I a liar with two federal lawsuits against multiple district attorney's office and police departments, filed by attorneys, not me, people? Clearly, I'm not a liar. People, on behalf of Justice and Operation Rock, this is Clayton, and I need to say something before I go. People, I don't mention my ex-girlfriend to damage her life. People, unfortunately for me, this woman has become part of my story by the things she has done to me. Much like a woman's story centers around the man who raped her, a robbery victim's story centers around the person who robbed him. A shooting victim's story centers around the person who fucking shot them. Why can my story not center around the woman who had me falsely arrested, attacked my relationship with my child, abused my 8-month-old daughter, and caused me to have multiple civil actions between two states because she was able to manipulate law enforcement in pursuing me for things I never did? Why is my story invalid, but the story of Francina Evans that can't even be freaking verified is more valid than mine, and she doesn't even have a final trial order of protection or anything to substantiate that I lied on her? See, people, this is the bias that men truly face in allegations of domestic violence, where we're automatically judged guilty without any evidence that we're guilty. No, people, I don't choose to let a bunch of cornball, weak, lame dudes that happen in a nothing borough like Staten Island to continue to dictate and tell my story. On behalf of Clayton, this is the message to True to Life, Mount Sinai Church, and any fucking charity on Staten Island that has supported Francina Evans. You answer why there's federal civil action against the state of New York and New Jersey. Your famed Michael McMahon, that racist Klan member he is, and the detective squad of the 120 and 123 precinct. You answer that for me, and then you come back and tell me how you claim to be an advocate agency, but you have allowed an innocent black man to be arrested by a woman you helped and pretend like nothing happened. Malcolm Penn, you know you're a fucking liar. I got you on tape, and homie, the day is gonna come where you and I are going to stand within each other, and we're going to have to deal with this. It don't have to get violent, but you should bet your ass, baby, that you got a conversation coming from me, because I've been stalked and harassed by this woman because of the actions of Rachel, what's her Facebook name? Graceful Rachel, Fat Girl Melissa Thomas, Malcolm Penn, Ronti Olagunki, and whatever the hell is a Mike Perry. These 5 people are the people who created the chain, created the circle of protection that started the harassment of Francina Evans. And you should all know that I'm coming. There's no way I'm going to. The only chance you have to dissipate me is a fucking apology. Because every one of you, Fat Girl Melissa Thomas, you definitely owe me an apology, but you don't need to give it to me. I'm going to get it from you by exposing you for how you contacted my child's mother and all the sick shit you did to try to help that girl set me up. That's what I'm going to do with you. People, this is a new day. This is a new year, and this is a new Clayton who is incredibly good at filing civil action now. And people, a whole lot of civil action is coming to these motherfuckers. I know what to do with them now. With regard to China Lamone, anyone who has been contacted by this ghost account controlled by Francina Evans, please contact me, and I will send you the appropriate funds for the proof that she's contacting you under this ghost account. The account is being investigated. There's already grand jury subpoenas trying to get the IP address and log on information for these accounts, and I know they trace back to Francina. So I'm just waiting on that, people. I'm patient. I'm waiting on it. The police are going to catch her. There's going to be another report. And even if they don't arrest her, I'm just going to add that to the civil action to prove that this woman is stalking me, because that's all I'm about now. I don't give a fuck if the police arrest her. Only thing I use the proof that what she's doing to sue them in federal court, and her mother. I'm going to sue everyone who has violated my civil rights, and people, I'm going to win. So on behalf of Justice and Operation Rock and the newfound initiative to empower and educate my audience, I'm Clayton Howard, here exposing 2 federal civil rights lawsuits against the state of New York and New Jersey for the false allegations and continued stalking and harassment initiated by Francina Evans. I have to be the most credible liar in fucking America right now, but people, I accept that title, I accept that distinction, And I challenge you to prove that the allegations of those lawsuits are false. I challenge anybody to prove it. I challenge you to prove that the mother of my child hasn't been reporting Francina Evans for 2 years. I challenge you to prove that. You're going to have a hell of a hard time proving it. And I also challenge you to prove that the Brooklyn Family Court did not issue an order into the investigation of my abuse that determined that the allegations made by my child's mother were true. I challenge True to Life, Mount Sinai Church, and the false domestic violence system of Staten Island to disprove that. People, until you can disprove that, I'm going to be the greatest opponent of domestic violence on Staten Island that borough has ever fucking seen. You think my mother was an advocate? People, you have no clue what you have just unleashed on yourself. On behalf of Justice and Operation Rock, people, this is Clayton. The countdown is coming. Pretty soon I'll be back in the street. I'll be back in the community. And every person who had a hand in setting me up, you're going to have to look me in the face. I pray you got the strength to do it when the day comes. On behalf of Justice and Operation Rock, people, this is Clayton. Stay positive. Keep loving your heart. Keep God before you, people. And don't let haters try to stop you, people. What you do is you stay calm and you boss up on them. You figure out how to beat your enemies without putting yourself in a negative position like I have. So, on behalf of Justice, people, thank you for watching. I hope this was informative and empowers somebody and people again. Like, share, and follow, because together we will break the wheel, as Daenerys Targaryen said. We must break the wheel to stop the oppressors and the people who think that they can use their position to oppress the innocent. You cannot. You cannot oppress victims by using your position to lie on them, to deny them judicial process. And I'm not going to let you do it. Not me. Not Maggie. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, people.